All right, so welcome to another deep dive. Today, we are going to be taking a look at something pretty wild, I think, in the world of pro wrestling.
Oh, yeah?
Specifically, John Cena's recent appearance on Monday Night Raw in Brussels.
Right, great.
We've got some great analysis of this particular segment from the Busted Open podcast.
Yeah.
And this was a crazy look at how a performer can really interact with a live crowd.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
So before we get into the specifics of what happened, I think it's important to set the stage a little bit,
Sure, yeah.
John Cena, huge star,
Yes.
returns to Monday Night Raw. The crowd in Brussels, though,
Yes.
not exactly, happy to see him.
Not what you would expect, no.
Yeah, not a typical, hero's welcome.
No, not at all.
So the big questions that I think we want to kind of unpack today are, how did John Cena navigate this hostility?
Right.
And what does that tell us about the power of a crowd?
Yeah.
But also maybe the surprising ways a performer can try to take control of that energy.
Well-
Let's start with that initial reaction, though.
Okay.
Because, whoa, it was intense.
Yeah, it was the Busted Open guys were talking about how the boos were immediate as soon as the music hit,
Yeah.
It wasn't even a mixed reaction or anything. It was just like a wave of disapproval.
Before he was even fully in view.
Yeah, just like from the word go.
It's so interesting because that brings up this point that they were discussing about being over.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just about getting cheers.
Right.
It's about generating a strong reaction period.
Exactly, yeah.
And they were saying that being over means that the audience cares enough to have a strong feeling, whether it's love or hate.
Yeah, it's the intensity.
The intensity is the key.
Yeah.
Which is interesting when you think about it, like in other industries.
Sure.
Controversial figures or whatever can maintain relevance just by eliciting that strong reaction.
Yeah, they make you feel something.
They make you feel something.
Whether it's good or bad.
Exactly.
I know, it's still a connection.
And this was like a textbook case of how that intense engagement, even if it's negative, can actually keep an audience invested.
Yeah, for sure.
So Cena, his initial move was almost defiant in its simplicity.
Yeah.
He didn't grab the mic right away. He
Yeah.
didn't try to talk over the crowd.
Nope.
He just kind of stood there.
Just stood there, let it all wash over.
Yeah, and it felt like he was acknowledging it.
Yeah, like he was almost inviting it.
Yeah. Which just made it more intense.
Yeah, it's like feeding the fire a little bit.
Right, but almost in a way that it was like, I am going to acknowledge you, I am here, but I'm also going to take control of this in a second.
That's a power move.
Yeah, and the Busted Open guys, they said this was a masterclass in manipulation.
Yeah, they were very impressed.
Potential top 10 promo of all time, they said.
Huge praise.
Huge praise. They were describing him as this puppeteer taking the crowd on an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, they used a lot of colorful language.
Yeah, so how is he doing that?
Well, I mean, first of all, it's the chants. So
Yeah.
it started with that pure hatred, right? Those boos drowning out his music. Mm-hmm. But then as he started speaking, it became a little more punctuated.
Oh, interesting.
Like they were pausing to listen,
Oh, wow.
Like, okay, what's he going to say?
So they were still booing, but
Yeah, but they were listening too.
they were listening.
They were engaged.
Oh, that's fascinating.
And then there was that moment when he feigned leaving.
Right.
Put the mic down like he was walking away.
And the booing intensified.
Yeah, it got even louder.
That's so wild.
They didn't want him to leave,
Even though they hated him.
even though they were booing him.
It's like they needed that outlet.
Yeah, they were invested in that interaction.
Wow. Even if it was negative.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Even negative engagement is still engagement.
Right. It's like they needed that release,
Yeah, and he was giving it to them.
And then this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
According to the analysis, his words actually started to land.
Yeah.
The intensity of the boos lessened even more.
Right.
And they said that the audience was starting to consider his points.
Like they were actually thinking about what he was saying.
Yeah, they even used words like puzzled and bewildered to describe some of the fans' expressions.
Yeah, like they were confused.
Yeah, it sounded like he was actually starting to get through to them.
Yeah, maybe even make them question their initial reaction.
And the Busted Open guys, they said that he was potentially just 30 seconds away
Wow.
from the crowd almost apologizing to him
Really?
before Cody Rhodes' music hit.
That's amazing.
That's how much he was starting to turn the tide.
That's incredible.
Just with his words and his presence.
It makes you wonder what that must have felt like in the arena.
Yeah, what that energy shift was like.
Yeah.
So now this is where it gets really, really interesting because they were saying that this promo was actually a classic heel tactic,
Wow.
but with a twist.
Okay, so for the uninitiated, a heel in wrestling is the villain. And a heel promo is basically a speech designed to get heat.
To get those negative reactions.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And Cena was doing this by blaming the fans.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, he was portraying himself as the victim of this abusive relationship with the audience.
Like, you made me this way.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
The classic, you made me do this.
And he was saying some pretty harsh stuff.
Oh, yeah, he called them idiots and sons of bitches.
Really?
Yeah, and he's even pointed out a kid at ringside while he was doing it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a pretty stark contrast to his usual hustle, loyalty, respect persona.
Totally.
Like, this is not the John Cena we're used to.
So the Busted Open guys were really struck by this.
Yeah.
They said that while the structure of the promo wasn't new.
Right, blaming the audience is a pretty common heel tactic.
Right.
But it's completely new coming from John Cena.
So that's what made it so impactful.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
totally unexpected.
We saw it coming.
And then to add to all of this, he didn't change anything about his presentation.
Yeah, he came out in his usual gear.
Yeah, his music was the same. Everything.
Yeah.
It was like a statement in itself.
Totally. It was like he was saying, I am who I am, take it or leave it.
Like the fans wear his merchandise to reflect him, not the other way around.
That's right, he wasn't going to pander.
He wasn't going to change to appease them.
Yep.
So this whole thing really shows the difference between like a live crowd reaction and what you might see online.
Right.
Because the energy in that arena was palpable.
Yeah, you could feel it through the screen.
It was the dominant factor in this whole interaction.
Absolutely.
And the Busted Open guys, they were saying that the live reaction is the ultimate barometer of success in wrestling.
Yeah, what really matters.
Yeah, more than anything else.
Social media is one thing.
Right.
But that collective roar, or in this case, boo of a live audience, that's what tells the story.
And they were listing some of the specific chants.
Oh, yeah.
Die, Cena, die. The classic, let's go Cena, Cena sucks, back and forth.
Yeah.
Even a fuck you Cena chant.
Oh, wow.
But the crazy part was how he seemed to use these negative chants as fuel.
Yeah, he turned it around.
He turned it back on them.
Yeah.
It was like some kind of psychological judo.
He was in control.
So despite all of this manipulation, this captivating performance, the ultimate goal, according to the analysis, was to elevate Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Make him look even stronger.
Oh, how did he do that?
Well, even with all the Cena stuff going on, the crowd was still chanting, we want Cody. So they were still invested in him.
Oh, yeah, they were ready for him.
Even though they were totally engaged with Cena.
Yeah, it's like Cena's antics just made them want Cody even more.
Oh, that's so clever.
Yeah, it's like he was building up that anticipation.
Yeah, creating this vacuum that Cody could then fill.
Yeah, he was setting the stage.
And when Cody did appear, his response was brief.
Right to the point.
But impactful.
Yeah.
Including that memorable bitch line. Oh, yeah, that got a huge reaction.
It felt like such a direct response to everything Cena had just done.
Yeah, it was like he was shutting him down.
Totally.
And the crowd loved it.
So to wrap all of this up,
okay,
we saw John Cena give a masterclass in crowd manipulation.
Yeah, he was in the driver's seat the whole time.
He used negative reactions.
Yeah.
To generate intense engagement.
Yeah, he turned those boos into fuel.
He used a heel-like promo.
Yeah, in a totally unexpected way. Like nobody saw that coming.
And he did all of this while setting the stage for Cody Rhodes and making the audience even more eager for his arrival.
Yeah, he really played the long game.
It's amazing how someone can control a crowd like that.
Yeah, it's a real skill.
Just with words and presence and this deep understanding of their expectations.
Yeah, it's like he knows exactly how to push their buttons.
It really makes you think about like other times you've seen public opinion shift so dramatically.
Yeah.
What are the factors that contribute to that? Could we learn something from this wrestling segment?
Maybe.
This whole dance of hostility and influence.
It's a fascinating case study.
Yeah, it really is food for thought.
Definitely.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
It was my pleasure.
And we'll see you next time.
See ya.
For another deep dive.
All right.
Into the world of pro wrestling.
Sounds good.
And beyond.